Hello and welcome. This is In the Studio, episode 90. Today I would like to talk about melodic layering. What do I mean by that? I mean taking a simple musical phrase, a basic idea, maybe a little riff, and turning that into enough elements that you can create a full arrangement with. By recycling that sound, processing it in different ways, making layers, and just using that as a starting point to, create a full track as far as all the more melodic elements are concerned. So that's what I'm going to show you today is how I would start that process. I have this little track here that I started the other day, and I have a very basic ARP going on, and I want to show you how it would start, expanding on that idea. So here it is. Let's have a quick listen. So there we go. All that's happening is it's a D minor 7th chord arpeggiated up and down with a few extra little notes in there as kind of an accents. So let's create an interesting, like almost atmospheric bed for that ARP to sit on top of. So I've already picked out some sounds here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to this pad track here. I already have that sound picked out. I think that will work nicely. So I'm going to send this to the piano roll. So I mentioned the ARP is playing a D sharp minor 7th chord. So what I'm going to do here is just lay down a D sharp minor 7th chord. But I'm not going to arpeggiate it just yet. So let's do that. And then we're going to add that 7th. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lower D sharp note down here just to give it a little bit more body. Let's have another listen. And then I'm going to transpose that A sharp down 1 octave. I think it just kind of thickens it up, sits a little bit better right there to my ear. So I'm going to leave that there. And okay, so I think that will work nicely. I'm going to go back to the synth though, and let's do a little bit of work on that sound itself. So now this sound sounds similar to a guitar. So what I'm going to do is actually there's a nice little preset on this 1176 called Guitar Shine. I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to dial in the input and output to taste. Cool, I like that. And then what I'm going to do is add a little EQ to this sound. Yeah, just roll off those lows, which you simply don't need for this style sound, and then I think it just sounds nice in that 1K area, so this gave that a little bit of a boost there. Now what I'm going to do as well is give this sound some character with the guitar rig, and I'm going to run this bad boy through a guitar amplifier. So I'm just going to grab this first one here. Let's try this. Cool, I like that. And then I'm going to throw on a filter here just to automate it in and out with the track, you know, come that time. If I can find it here. Where are you? So you can bring it in like this. Cool. I think that's sounding a little bit better now. Now let's head back over to the pad here. Yeah, I want to give this a little bit more rhythm. So what I'm going to do is actually try to use the Arpeggio function and the little wrench tab here. So we're going to be working with this little guy right here. I did a video kind of walking through all the functions and capabilities of this. If you want to check that out, I'll put it up in the card. So let's just try to yeah, I think that will work. Just it gives it a little bit more of a like, you know, a rhythmic interest that works nicely with that synth. Yeah. Okay, now let's do a little bit of work on the pad itself and the mixer here. So I'm going to compress this as well, just to level everything out a little bit. So I'm going to use the LA2A. Okay, let's add an EQ here as well. And I'm going to cut the lows again. Cut the lows, cut a little bit of that 300 area just to clear out some of the mud, and just rolled off some of the very, very tops. Now I'm going to add a little bit of distortion just to give it a little bit of a Just a little bit of grit. Cool. Just gives it a little bit of grit. Just a little bit of distortion will help that, I think. And then I'm going to give it a little bit more movement with this nice little free plugin from Native Instruments, the Phasis. I think it's still free until the 30th of this month. So I'll put that down in the description just so you can go check it out. It's great phaser plugin and it's free. So I'm going to turn the notches up to 12. Maybe dial in a little bit of the modulation mix and just tone down the mix here. Cool. And then I'm going to add a touch of sidechain to this. Yeah, that's just meant there to kind of swirl around and for that ARP to kind of, dance on top of. But it was stemmed, from the original idea. So let's add another layer to that ARP, I think. And I'm going to use a bell sound for that. And I kind of picked one out that I think will work already. So I'm just going to head to my bell track. And it's that sound there. So what I'm going to do actually is go back to the ARP. I'm just going to copy this, Control C, and then we can paste it into the bell track. Boom. Cool. That sounds nice, but I want to give this a little bit of an EQ. Yeah, and then I want to give this a little bit of width, and I'm going to use a stereo delay for that. So I'm going to use the Precision Delay mod from UAD, and I'm going to sync this, and on the left I'm going to do a 1/8 delay, and on the right we'll do a 1/4. Where are you? There you are. We'll listen to just the bell for a second. Yeah. And that bell could be something that you could, bring in just during the breakdowns. You could just kind of filter it in and out, for another layer to that ARP, just to keep it interesting. It just gives you a little bit more to play with in the arrangement. And I would just, keep going, maybe make a few more different layers. You don't have to use everything in the arrangement, but it's nice to kind of have, a few different options. And that's, how I would start layering things up using a simple, basic initial idea as a starting point. So I'm going to stop there for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. As always, please leave me a comment or question. I love to hear from everyone. So I'll see you soon. Take care. Catch you later.